Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Mastermind Clear Tai Chi Mastermind meeting for the week. We're filming this on May 22nd of 2020. And on the call with us today is Harry Legg in Verona,
Hello.
New Jersey, outside of New York City.
Thank you. Sir.
And Jim Kelly in Boca Raton, Florida.
How you doing? Thank you, Sifu.
And Art Don in the Washington, D.C., and I'll let him tell you we're at in Virginia area.
Hey everybody, Northern Virginia area, really just.
Yep. And Chris Walsh in Maine, and I'll let him tell you what parts of Maine.
That's in the Hollowell, Augusta area.
Hollowell and Augusta. And then, And then Matt Holker, who's here in Maryville, Tennessee, outside of Knoxville.
Hello, everybody.
And Greg Nollmeyer, who's in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and whatever other locales there you want to name.
Ypsilanti as well.
Yeah.
Hello.
And did I miss anybody, or is that all of us so far on the call
Daniel?
today? I think Daniel, he was here, but then I think he had to run off to work.
Okay.
And the Texas Roadhouse, I don't know if they're fully open yet, but I know at least if it's like here, and I'm pretty sure it is in Florida, then they're getting to where they're about to be, normal work flow, where he's going to be working his normal hours with that. Okay, so let me give you a quick word from our sponsor. If you have not, and today's topic is going to be about mind power, and we do have a video on mind power. And then we also, because we're going to be talking about mind quite a bit, if you want to know more about that topic and have some exercises for that topic and how it relates to what comes before the study of mind and after the study in the Tai Chi skill sets in terms of going from beginner to advanced, you're going to want to see the Tai Chi Roadmap, and then you can do that at is it taichiroadmap.com? Matt?
Yes, sir. Yes, it's taichiroadmap.com.
taichiroadmap.com, and you may hear a little advertisement that goes with this that fills in kind of where I'm talking to you about now. But anyways, so check out taichiroadmap.com and take advantage of that. And it is free. And then if you want to do the exercises on there, there is like a $15, I think, charge for that. But okay. So the role of the mind in internal Kung Fu and training the or mind. Old school training for most Kung Fu styles began at the door. It was stand in that stance until I come back. I'm going to go over here for a while. And they expected to see you in that stance when they came back, and they might be gone for a while, like an hour, or they might even tell you, stand here first time for half an hour or an hour, and you were expected to be doing that. And people thought it was for the physical thing because obviously their body starts shaking and or they can't hold it or whatever else. And it was really, as much as anything else, to train the body. You might come to class and do this every day, and also to train the mental endurance and to start building the strength of your willpower and your mind and the like that, and the mental endurance, and also to discipline the mind to be calm, like standing in the stance, and yet very present right now because you're feeling this, and focused. And one of the things is that people, like, oh, this sucks. How much longer am I going to do this? And that kind of thing. And so one of the other aspects of the training is eat better, do the work, do not feel sorry for yourself. That's a distraction and not what you're trying to achieve with Kung Fu, or at least we sure hope it's not. And also with the feeling sorry for yourself, it goes everything from how much longer do I have to do this to this sucks. This really, really sucks. Oh, woe is me. And the teacher's like, stop that. Stand in the stance. Head up. Yeah, okay. So, and for us in the modern area, most people don't teach like that. I don't tend to teach like that, holding the stance. I have been with teachers where they did go to everybody in a stance for a while just to kind of put everybody through the paces. Uncle will do that on occasion. For us, and as a society, this stay at home of the coronavirus pandemic is a straining factor on folks' mind and and they're actually having to wrestle with that a little bit. Even people who are well off enough that normally they don't have to discipline themselves so much. They're having to take certain aspects of discipline and work it through this. And so it's a discipline of mind to be able to handle that and do it well and all those kind of things. Are we there yet? The internal training begins with quiet the mind. Hear what your mind has to say if you're going to listen to it, and make it calm and quiet. You know, and that doesn't mean shut up and but it does mean calm down and all the things that go, and really relax and let the chatter go through your head and leave, and so that you're present now and get rid of the monkey mind and all that. The most people's mind is undisciplined and unfocused, and most people's mind are in the past. What was happening, that conversation I had, that thing I did, that you know, even if you're going, oh, this sucks, you're not talking about this second most of the time. You're really talking about all the time up until about a second or two ago. Or it's in the future. Oh, I can't wait until this is over. I can't wait to stop. How much longer? And it's not in what's going on right now. It's in the desire for it to be over. Is that coming anytime soon? When your mind is in the past or future, and what I've discovered in teaching this over the years is that most people spend more than 90% of their time, more than 90, being mentally in the past or the future. And it means they're living in a fantasy that does not accomplish anything. And that doesn't mean you don't that you don't reflect on the past sometimes and learn those lessons and use those lessons and think about that. Of course we do and should. And it doesn't mean you don't plan for the future and put a little bit of time into, here's my 5-year plan with steps on how to get there. Of course you should. But if you got to the end of a week or a day and you said a week, I'll say a week because maybe your day was planning day and you were doing all that. But if you got to the end of a week and you went, what did you do this week that you were really present for? And you're going, not much. Most of it was in the past or the future. If you really can honestly evaluate it like that, that's really not good. It's not ideal. For high level work, for the high level internal work, you really need to be present now, and you need a mind that is present with the ability to go into the past or the future to the degree that you need to. But what happens if you're trying to reflect on the past and you're doing that, fine. If you're trying to plan for the future and you're doing that, fine. If you're trying to be present now, only here, only now, this instant, if you're doing a Tai Chi form, it's not what move comes next. It's what move am I doing right now? And when you change in a move, like in rise and fall, when you go from going up to going down, if you really do it where you go up and now I'm going to go down, that and now I'm going to go down isn't now, it's in the future. You're not doing it yet when that thought is crossing your mind and you're thinking about that move. And so it really does have to be what's happening now. And so in the exchange, it's that my hands are rolling, they're rolling, and even as they start down, it's that they're still rolling, and it's they're rolling, and now they're headed down. And the same thing at the bottom. They're going down, they're going down. It's not, oh, they stop and then they go up. You actually got ahead of it to do that. It's that they're slowing down, and they're rolling, and they're rolling, and they're rolling, and they're rolling up, and they're rolling up, and they're rising. And it's doing the whole form with that. And it's a disciplined study and practice. But you really, in order to do a lot of high-level things, the better you have that skill to be present in the moment, the better off you are for those skills. And there's, again, with the ability and certainly some time to the past and the future, but not the time that you're trying to dedicate to being now. If you're trying to be now, but your mind is in the future or the past, unless there's something there that's really gnawing at you and you're aware of it and you're trying to put it off, in which case go address it. Now come back and be in now. And when you're doing that, if you can't be in now, there's a mental discipline, mental strength, mental development issue that you are going to want to work on. And mind going towards spirit, actually, but mind for now, for what we're talking about. Is there anything any of you guys want to add to that or say to that or ask about that? Okay.
I'm sorry. I'll throw in a little bit. Yeah, we just went over that, you know, the last class, and the form takes on a whole different meaning if you can get, you know, focus on that. And unfortunately, it's not good with people that are still learning the form or have to worry
No,
about
if
where
they really
are.
have to think about the moves, then they've got to focus on that right now. They're trying to learn it. They're not doing what they know. They're learning how to do it, and it's a different thing.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that is definitely a next level type of.
If you wanted a group that didn't know the form yet or having trouble with the form to work on that, this is good for you at home too. I recommend you do the form and do it because it's definitely a more disciplined, more difficult thing that's going to lend itself to the higher level skills. But literally I could tell somebody, okay, take a nice, slow, reasonable walk like you're strolling through the park. And everybody can do that without training. We've been doing it. You know, if you're an adult, you've been doing it. Most of us have been doing it most of our lives. Now do that and keep your mind in the present moment while you're doing that. And you may have to slow down or whatever it is in order to do it and do it successfully. But now you don't have to learn motor skill, movement, and position. You should have that already. So now you get to see what your actual difficulty with the thing is.
And now, a word from our sponsor.
What is internal power? Most people only understand external exerting power, which is another way of saying tense muscle strength. Bigger, more tense muscles equal more power. That's external power. Internal power comes from pretty much anything except tensing your muscles. There are many sources of internal power, and tapping into them is more of a mind skill than anything else. This is where the phrase mind over matter comes from. My name is Richard Clear, and internal power is what I do. Students come to me for the mind over muscle secrets of internal power that are hard to find anywhere else. Over the past 40 years, I have figured out how to get students on the fast track to effortless power. I created a one-of-a-kind online program that is getting such amazing results for my students that I put a money-back guarantee on it. Find out more at internalpowerkeys.com. That's internalpowerkeys.com. Thank you.
Good questions?
Sifu?
Yeah. Yeah.
So along those lines, I found that for myself, when I'm not training and life is giving me the work that I need to do, just simple activities that I've done all my life, like washing the dishes. I can do that while I'm washing the dishes, and it actually makes washing the dishes more enjoyable because
lots. Yeah. Whistle while you work.
Right.
And you're paying attention to the song in the now. Yes.
Yeah, and it feels completely different. I don't think about what I'm doing. I'm just like,
when's this going to end? Yeah. Which isn't the reality of now. Yeah.
Yes.
That's right. Cool. Yes. Clear Tai Chi has a number of ways that we train and build E, mind, intent, and power. And for high-level internal Kung Fu, you have to train the E and the being present in the moment. That's just one little piece. There's a bunch more, right? So now a word from our sponsor. And obviously we've got the Mind Power video. Do we have a simple address for the Mind Power video there, Matt?
We do, I think. I will have to check though.
He'll get it for you, and we'll tell you later in the thing in our talk here. And then the Tai Chi Roadmap.com. Tai Chi, the word "the" is not in it. It's Tai Chi Roadmap.com, and then that is free. But there is, and it's a couple hours worth of information that starts with the beginning of Tai Chi, which is Li. Goes from there and talks about building Chi and the Chi level, and then the E level, the mind level that we're talking about now, and then the next 3 levels that come after that, and it really explains what they are and how one graduates to the next level, to the next level, to the next level. And then there are exercises and things that are available so you can actually practice things at each level. That part will cost you $15 if you want to do it. But at least knowing what the levels are is something that I found that most people don't know unless they've been in the art for a very long time, or they're like a serious student of the philosophy and the arts and are familiar with it, mostly like from Taoism, although Confucianism and stuff, which is a philosophy, not a religion. anyways, there'll be some stuff about that, but it's not always spelled out, and this is very spelled out so that you can get what it is and how it is. Anyways, okay. What is your favorite way? And I'm going to talk about, and I guess I'm going to switch it around. I was going to ask you guys this first, but I'm going to wait and ask it after instead. So I'm going to move that right now. The mental things to train, excuse me, the mental things to train E include, but are not limited to, sung, relaxed and ready for speed and power and action. And this is sung in your mind as well. Focus, endurance, maintaining while under stress, stamina, training to continue when you're tired or when your mind is kind of wanting to, or into our body are kind of wanting to quit. Not, and I don't mean in a way that's going to harm yourself, just, you know, that you would like to quit now, but you really can push on and or should, and training for that mental stamina to be able to do it. And also having a duration that you can go longer and not become mentally tired, just in the same way that you can train your physical body to go longer. And, you know, this is by training it, not that you're trying to do a marathon when you haven't been training it, right? And so the length of time you can do it without getting undue stress because of that. Directing the chi energy into a shape, form, or expression. And using, and your mind is the key to that, at least initially, but then actually physically doing it and having it physically happening, as opposed to you were thinking it's happening. If you think it's happening versus it's happening, those are two different things. And so it's being able to think about it, but also being able to mentally direct it and have it going on and actually going on. I mean, a lot of people that think they've got super high level skill in the internals, and after I meet with them, I find out they think they've got high level internal skills, and they're thinking about high level internal skills. They're not doing so many high level internal skills. And so it's actually the doing of it and getting it to manifest, because your mind is trained in a way for your body to respond so that it actually occurs. Doing it with refined versatility. You know, so if it's a wave, going from a wave that's a very soft, rolling, big wave to a very refined, smaller and smaller, and to the point where it's so small that it's almost a humming, for lack of a better, that somebody looking at you wouldn't necessarily see it, but if they put hands on, they're like, whoa, what's going on? And it's that wave is so refined that I'm trying to get so you can see it here. I'm not getting a good position, for which I apologize there. But anyways, it's the difference between wah and then that. And unfortunately, the video is not helping you get that either. But anyways, making it a much more refined wave. And I'm just using that as the movement there. That's going to be true with whatever the gen is that you're working with, right? Sustaining it for a longer period of time, and having it so that the energy is really moving that way and being directed that way, whatever you're doing, at least the energy that you're using in that way, being able to apply that in various ways where it's really happening. And all of these help, using all of them to help and to train more E mind power. Strength, how much strength you can use, how much mental fortitude strength you've got. And it can be built just like any other muscle. Mass, actual something that has some volume to it like that. How much can you bring to bear at one moment? Do not use anger to do this, but if you're going, how could that even be possible that there's more? Think about somebody that's seethingly angry, and here comes all this mind. You know, think about if they're not trying, especially if they're not angry at you, but they're seethingly angry and you can feel it. What are you feeling? Because they're not doing something to you. Not unless they jumped up in your face or actually did something to you. But if they're not doing that, but you're even at feet, you're going, man, I can feel that coming off of them. You're feeling the mass of their E, some volume there. But what is it that you're feeling? And I would tell you that this is something you can build, and you don't want to use anger to do it. It's unhealthy. It can make you mentally sick. And so there are very healthy ways to train it, and Tai Chi has some ways to do that. What's a good one? Stand there, but there are lots of other ways, and then that one doesn't do so good for people being able to apply it until they're taught to apply it, and the other ways tend to lend themselves to application a lot better. All right, and that's my opinion for that, because some people are going to be like, no, I love my standing practice. Okay, cool. And I've got volume, how much mental fortitude do you have? Speed, there are many aspects to speed. Quickness, turning on or changing your mental state and being able to change from, let's say you're talking, the example I put here a little bit later is if I'm having a conversation and somebody says, hey man, da-da-da, and I go, oh, okay, boom, 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 boom. Now I'm back to this other thing. And being able to quickly change like that, where there's not a stress to me, but I'm able to do that. Or it's like, jump into waving. Okay, I'm fully on with waving. I didn't have to go, hold on while I warm up with a wave. I'm able to turn it on now, full tilt. And then getting it so that the amount of time from you thinking you want to do it to you being able to do it is less and less and less and less and less. So that ideally it's instantly. Quickness, turning on or changing mental state very suddenly. Adaptability, able to rapidly change and switch back and forth. One of my ones I like to use for this is my mom would be standing there when I was a kid talking to her friend. Richard, quit doing that. Okay, Was my mom mentally ill? No, I was her child. I was doing something wrong. She needed to discipline that. She did. She didn't let that, she didn't turn back to her friend going, oh, my kid. It was, I'm having a good time with my friend. Hey, you need to not be doing that thing. Okay, you got it? All right. And then back to having fun with my friend. And it's a normal, a lot of moms can do this. And so can a decent amount of dads. And it's just a normal skill set. People think of this one as hard and all that, but it's not as hard. It's not that hard to develop. The other one I'll talk about when we're talking about being mentally healthy is if you look at the family dog, like here, I've got property. They'll be out back playing with the kids, carrying on, having fun with the kids and all that stuff. They'll see a car that gets just a little too close up to the house. The car goes off. Okay, back to playing with the kids. The dog's not standing there going, maybe I got to kill one of the kids or something. It had an appropriate defense reaction, fully on, fully present for that, and then was able to go back to playtime without missing a beat there, as long as the threat's gone, of course. And the dog's fine, happy family dog. And so this can be developed in a human being without trouble. You just have to do the training to get it. Fast, the ability to process quickly and at a rapid pace. Building the perception, your tinging. Ting is the thing. What can you perceive? How much can you perceive? How much, like if I'm trying to feel inside of a body, can I feel their organs? Can I feel their breathing? Can I feel their stomach and their peristalsis? I think that's what it's called. Anyways, their food digestion. Can I feel their tensions and relaxations in their body? Can I feel their feet against the floor? Can I feel their whole body? All those kind of things. It's how much of that can I take in at one time, and then how many different things can I pick up at one time also, and I call that speed of operations. How deeply and how much can you perceive of and about what you feel? So I feel some things. What do I feel about it, and how much information can I get about it? Think of the mechanic. This is old school mechanic, been a mechanic their whole life. You pull them with your car. They go, okay, timing's off like this. This is what's wrong. Oh, you've got a belt that's out, and you're low on oil, and you need something else. And it's like, and they pick up other things going on with the engine. You've got a problem there, and you're going, sounds like a car to me. But they're able to pick up all that information. They only had to hear the car for 10 seconds, 5 seconds, 3 seconds. Like then they picked up all that stuff. And so how much can you pick up? And it's a mental training to be able to do that. As somebody that's a conductor, they can listen to a gigantic orchestra and they can pick out all the individual pieces. Out of the string section, number 7 is off by a little bit, in some on a chord or something, and they can pick that stuff up. So can you on a body and that kind of a thing in the Tai Chi, but it is training. How fast can you perceive the volume, the amount of different things, and the depth of that perception? How quickly can you perceive that? This is again an aspect of the mental training along with the rest of what I've been telling you. So anyways, you get the idea. Back to my original question, and then I've only got like 1 or 2 quick things after that, and then that'll be our call for today. And so I want to ask you guys here, what is your favorite out of what you found so far way to train mind power or the skill that you've seen either me exhibit or that you actually learned how to do, that is your favorite skill, your favorite skill, or the one that you're most impressed by or found the most interesting or looking forward to getting better, or whatever it is. And Chris, you're kind of front on my screen there, so we'll let you go first.
Oh, the yi skill is still kind of new to me. What I'm doing with the yi is I'm trying to use that to direct my root depth.
Root depth is one of the first skills we teach, designed to really get people working on E, where they're expanding the mind outside the body, still connected to the body, but outside the body like that. So I'm glad to hear you saying that one, because that is kind of our early one. That the further you get that root to go out, you're building that much E skill for manipulating that energy as well. I'm sorry, go ahead.
And then I'm also trying to use it also in the form when I'm working the particular energy quality. I'm not so much moving between the energy qualities, but I am trying to create the space that I'm going to fill as I move through the form.
I like it.
And then it helps me. I think it helps me to feel if I am moving that energy the way I want to move the energy.
And it's probably helping you be present in the moment too.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and it's also, not only is it helping you to feel how that energy is doing, but it's by doing it that way. And I don't know if there's a simple way that I have a simple way to put that across to people, what you said, because it really is an important skill to be able to do that. And I don't know that I actually flat out teach it. You get it typically somewhere in the program, you pick up on it. I don't know that I teach it, but I mostly don't, because I don't know that I've got good wording for conveying what you just said. It is kind of a difficult concept for people, I find a lot of times. But really by doing that, what happens is that by having your mind in it and being focused on it that way, with enough relaxation paired with it, your energy, the chi level of your ability will really take a noticeable step up.
And that is what I'm hoping for, is to increase my chi energy, and then I'll be able to have more ting. And so that's really where my focus is. And the other thing that I do is when I am standing and holding Wu Chi, I'm trying to use my yi to expand the space that I'm in energetically, and not letting I'm not trying to like overextend myself. I'm trying to extend myself to a certain space and then just continually fill that space.
Yep, that's a level of training. When you do that, try not to push with your mind as much as be aware with your mind. That's important, because if you start pushing with it, there's a tension that comes in from that is really not ideal. And so there's a way to kind of feel for that. In the next level Fagung, there's the workshops 1 through 4. Then there's the level 5 where you do the healings with the Tai Chi. And then there's the ones that come after that. In that workshop, I am going to take that to a truly another level. There is a training in there that is in the vein of exactly what you and I have just been talking about the whole time. And where it's focused in on that, on really kicking that up a whole major notch, noticeable notch, more advanced.
Great. Thank you, Sifu.
Oh, you're welcome.
And now, a word from our sponsor.
The internal power that comes at the higher levels of Tai Chi can seem mysterious, but that is mostly because Tai Chi students don't see the big picture yet. They don't even understand what the higher levels of the art are, much less have a plan to get there. Even though the senior masters mostly agree on what the steps are, they mostly don't talk about it. On the Tai Chi Roadmap.com, I outline all of the steps of Tai Chi development. Everything is explained so you know what to do, when to do it, and why. This is the complete roadmap to Tai Chi mastery, with an explanation of all the steps from rank beginner to senior master. Again, that is a free course that you can access online. Go to TaiChiRoadmap.com to sign up. That's TaiChiRoadmap.com.